Hello and welcome back. I have quite a lot of wool that I have been building up, and I have no clue if I'm actually going to use it. A lot are singular balls, but I have some that I could maybe use for a small garment or maybe some decoration stuff. So I want to take some time today and actually organize all my wool. I don't have a lot of storage in this house. Like, this is pretty much the only actual storage shelf that I have that is being used as a storage shelf. We've got all our like sewing machines and the fabric for like reenactment and stuff on here, but it doesn't really have a lot of space for wool. So I usually have my wool in a big bag like this or some smaller bags, and my goal for today is basically divide it up so that I could have it per project or possible project. So for like, I'm working on this thing, which is a blanket, and I call it my F1 blanket because this is pretty much the only thing I do when me and Ali are watching F1, because it's very easy for me to just like single crochet the whole way across, and I decided to make it massive as well. So this blanket is going to take me forever. But this is like a nice thing to use up some wool. But yeah, if I can't really find a use for something, I have also put a little box aside that I can use for donations. So I'll probably bring this into my local knitting shop and just leave it there for people to take it if they can maybe find a use for it. And then I also have my crafting trolley. Now, this over the last couple of months has turned into the trolley of shame because it's got all sorts of random things in it. It's got my Instax camera, film, it's got like my nail art stickers, it's got my, I am not pregnant, but I have a pregnancy pillow because I like using the bigger one is somewhere else. But this is like the section that goes in the middle. And I like using that sometimes when I'm doing crochet or knitting because it forces my like my arms to stay up a little bit more so that I don't hunch over that much. So yeah, pregnancy pillows are great for that. And yeah, so I just need to sift through all of that stuff as well. But yeah, let's get started with the stuff that I've got laying on the floor right now. So to start things off, I have a lot of this chenille wool that I have left that I have left over from making the strawberry pillow. I swear I had another ball somewhere. 1 second. There we go. Right. So I'm pretty sure I still have enough to make another strawberry pillow, although I might need to make a smaller one. So we'll see. So I'm gonna just put this aside. Oh, there's the green one. So I've got this aside for now. So that will be the strawberry pile. And then, so I have this wool that I got for the Vicky's vest video. Oh my days, it's all tangled up. Bear with me. Okay, so this is all the wool that I used for the Vicky's vest. And I still have some more, but I was maybe thinking of using this like blue, green, grey, and have that together with the purple. So I will put this aside and have that as a potential future project again. Then I have this, which is just a random ball. But I think this could be perfect to make a little drawstring bag because, like I said, I don't really have a lot of storage space in this house that we're renting, and I think it would be perfect to have like some drawstring bags that I can make and use that as like a sort of like project bag, so I can have multiple ones and I can just put the wool in there separately so that even though that it's in a big bag, it's still kind of organized in a way. So I think that is probably something that I will use towards that. And then I've got these. They're horrific colors, to be honest. I really do not like the very bright colors. But I have some other ones that are DK size, and I think This one might be an Aran though, this green. So leave that out. But these I think would be perfect for a drawstring bag. So I'll put that aside for that project idea. Oh my God. So actually quite a lot of this wool that I've got in here is stuff that I inherited from my grandma when she passed away a couple of years ago. And I've just been hoarding it because I don't really want to get rid of it because I mean, it was hers, but at the same time, I don't know what to do with it. And there's actually, so I've got four, no, oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 balls of this. And it's the most disgusting yarn I have seen in my life. It is like, I'll say it, but it looks like, baby vomit. Mm. I don't want it. So I think I'll probably end up donating this to see if maybe someone does find this color nice. It is not too bad to work with. I did make some like pumpkins with this a couple of years ago, just like some decorated Halloween pumpkins. And they came out all right. Like they were not too bad to work with, but they did split a little bit. But yeah, I'm just going to donate these. Right. Up next, I have this one that I actually bought on sale at my local knitting shop because I quite like the colors. It feels like autumn, but also salmon. But I have a couple of these and I think they would be perfect. Oh, I think I already have some stripes of this in my blanket. So I'll probably just put that behind me so that I know that's for the blanket of doom that is going to take me 5 years. Right, then I have a lot of baby pink. So this was used for the spring song cardigan, and I think one of these I will use again for a drawstring bag, but I think the rest again I'm going to donate because it's a nice color, but I think I I don't know what else I would make with it at the moment, so I'll probably just donate it. So hopefully someone will find a use for this and we'll be able to maybe make something for a baby or something. So yeah, let's donate that. Then this unmarked yellow. I'm going to use this again as a drawstring bag project. Then what else do I have? Okay, right. This is a really nice merino wool that I got when we were still living in Germany. And it was one of the first projects that I made for like as a gift. So I made like this shoulder shawl for Ali's mum. And she really loves it and it's super nice. It's very soft. It was lovely to work with. Bloody expensive though. I don't know how if that's still the case, but at least when I was living in Berlin, wool was so expensive to buy compared to the UK. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep this. Don't know for what, but because it was so expensive and it is a really nice wool, I don't I'm not ready yet to part with this. So I'll just keep it for now. But then I have many bags. This bag that has these colors in it. So I don't know if anyone has ever seen this, but I've seen a pattern for like a Howl's Moving Castle, like, Howl's cardigan pattern, which I bought and I got all this wool for it. And I started on the pattern and then I was like, I don't have the mental capacity to deal with it. So it went in this bag and then I have not looked at it since. But let me know if you guys actually want me to make the Howl cardigan. I would probably make a cropped version of it, but yeah, let me know if you guys want me to make it. If not, I will probably end up donating all of this. This is some more of the frog wool. I will make some drawstring bags with that. Will be perfect. So this is Al's clothing thing. Then here we have a lot of the wool still left from the tapestry piece. I don't know if it actually shows in this shot, but the tapestry piece that I made to go on this wall that has like Freya's face on it. So I have so much wool still left, but I think I'll probably end up keeping it because it's good practice for like small collar work squares. So I will probably keep that in this bag. So what I will do is actually roll these balls up nicely and then put them in the bags that they're going to go in. And then I will see you guys in a little bit so that we can do the trolley. Okay, I have wrapped up or rolled up all the ends of my stash busting basket. So that's all sorted. And I've also divided everything up in project bags. Now I did find a couple more wools that I forgot I had. So one is actually this, which is a local spun from Yorkshire. Well, technically it's not local, but it's from the UK. It's West Yorkshire Spinners, and it's gorgeous. And this tends to be used for like a lot of like reenactment stuff because it's not heavily treated. It is British based, and yeah, it's just it is hand dyed as well, so it doesn't have that like vibrant color and stuff. So it's perfect for reenactors if any reenactors watching this. And then I have two balls of this super cute white, well, cream with like spots of just color. And I think this is so cute. I think in the winter I might make like a hat or something with this because it's just so cute. And I actually won this at a local competition, so that was great. Other than that, let's get started on this trolley. One thing I have to point out is this super cute sign that I got from, well, the people that have been watching my videos for a while will have seen my local knitting group, who are an absolute godsend. But there's this lady, and I want to be her when I'm older. Like, she is amazing. So she's I think 80 years old. And the first time I met her, she had purple hair and she dyed her hair pink at one point, and she went on like a week-long holiday with wolves and stuff. She's got her like PC set up. She plays games. She is so cool, but I sometimes go visit her and she loves Freya, so she gave me that little sign. So I absolutely adore that lady. Anyway, what I'm going to do is there's quite a lot of wools here. Again, most of them are actually again from the tapestry piece. So what I'm going to do is just divvy these out in the correct bags and then get down to the tools section of this trolley, which is basically what this was designed. Well, I designed it for, was to have this with all my knitting tools and things just right there so that they're always, at hand. Anyway, let's do this. Right, I have taken all the wool from the trolley and I have divided that up in the correct piles. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now basically put all the bags of bags, the bags in this bag, and I'm going to take all of the things now out of the trolley and put it on the floor and vacuum this so that it's nice and clean, and then we're going to try and sift through all the stuff that is in here. So yeah, bear with me. Okay, so start off with, this is my switch case. Question is, where is my switch? Gonna have to try and find this later. Anyway, so this is actually the mic box because that arrived today, which is what I'm wearing right now. It's my new mic because I saved up a little bit over the last couple of months so that I could buy a nicer mic. So hopefully, the people that have been watching the previous videos can notice a difference and it's better. So yeah, also let me know if the sound quality is a little bit better and a bit more even. And yeah, other than that, okay, so I've got my glasses case. What I might do, oh bugger, I was thinking this case could be great for my double pointed needles, but they're slightly too long, so yeah. Right, so I've got my Instax and my Instax camera, but I'm not going to put this on this shelf, I think, because I mean it's just my craft shelf. This is just my general to-go kit. So usually what I do is if I have like projects on the go, I have like my crochet hooks or the knitting needles that I'm working with at the time in here, so that when I go to a cafe or something, or I go to my knitting club, I can just grab this and everything is in here because I've got like my markers and some like measuring tape. Actually, I have some new measuring tape I can put in here. Freya's watching. She thinks that these are treats, and they're not. Right, so I'll put that on top because that's the thing that I will need most. Then I have this really pretty tin that my friends actually brought back from Universal Japan. So I'm gonna put my compression gloves in there. I have some more measuring tape, so I'm gonna also put that in there. And some extra markers that I got from the previous video I did, the flower jumper, and yeah, I got those markers from there, so I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put these like small little washing sachets in there as well. I have a bigger one downstairs, but that's all right. So I'm gonna put that on the middle because I don't, again, it's like miscellaneous stuff, so I won't be using that too often. Then I have this really big box of embroidery thread and stuff, and I actually got this from a lady at the knitting club because her daughter had bought this and then actually never did any embroidery, so she wanted to get rid of it, and I said I will take it. So I'm going to put this at the bottom because I don't do embroidery that often, but it's something that I want to do in one of the coming videos. And then I have this. Where are the actual pins? There you go. But I actually don't use this very often. Honestly, like if you're new to crocheting or knitting, don't get one of these. I personally don't think, like the wooden ones look great, especially for the granny squares. It's nice because you can put it more on a display kind of thing. But if you're actually wanting to use it for blocking, you can only use this really for granny squares. It's much harder to do it with knitting stuff, especially if it's not chunky, because the little pin, well, they're not little, the big pins that you slot in, they're quite big, and they tend to poke holes in your work if it's like fingering weight, DK, even Aran, depending on how tight your stitches are. So I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but I actually use a yoga mat because I have it in the house and I don't like buying a lot of stuff that I don't use on like a daily basis kind of thing. So I just use a yoga mat, and then I just use some sewing pins to just pop that into place. And the handy thing is I just have it double, and then I can just lift it and put it on a table or have it on the floor while I'm doing it. So yeah, yoga mat will do just fine. You don't need stuff for it. So I'll probably put this at the bottom because again, I don't use this very often. My power bank, which I sometimes use for recording. So this I will definitely have on the shelf, but I think I will leave this in the bottom as well because it's not necessarily something that I use regularly. Then I have coated garden wire, and the little special snips and stuff and the twisty things for it. Now this is really handy if you have a project that you want to move like have movable arms, or I actually for our wedding, me and Ali's wedding, I made the wedding favors for everyone, and I made these thistles. And I actually have some more leaves left over, so I think at some point I'm gonna make some more of them because I actually didn't have enough time to make some for me and Ali. So I would love to make some more, but I used garden wire for that. But yeah, they're nice because people can just put them in a little vase and stuff. So I'll put that in the middle because I tend to use that maybe a little bit more often. Then I have all my double pointed needles, some random crochet hooks that I don't really use, and like the little pom-pom makers. And I think, you know what, I'm actually going to put this in here. There we are. That's that. A little pouch that I got from Ali's sister when she went to Australia. It's like a cute wee thing. And I'll put that on top. Got some tape, which I'll put at the bottom because I don't use it very often. This is my little hard drive that I sometimes use when I'm doing recordings, and I will put that at the bottom because it's tech related. These are all just boxes of things, so I'm going to put this in the cupboard that we have for boxes. Then I've got some embroidery hoops, so I'm going to put that here, and some tag things that you can use if you sell your work or something for crochet. Then I have this little box with some beeswax, and again, this is usually something that I use for embroidery or hand sewing because it has a small little needle in there and some pins that I can use, so it's something that is always handy for me to take with me when I'm on the go, but I don't use it that often, so I'm going to put it at the bottom. And I think the last thing, which is actually this piece of cloth that I hand dyed with like tea and coffee, because I wanted to make a hand-drawn map of Middle Earth, but I haven't had the time to do that, and I think I'm just going to wait until we buy a house and we have moved, because it would be nice to have that like somewhere on display, while now I probably wouldn't put that up. So I'm just going to wait for doing that. So this I'm just probably going to put in the middle because that's where I have most space. You know what? Because I still have some space left, I'll put my Instax on the middle shelf. And I think that's it. So I'm just going to tidy up the last little bits and then show you guys the nice final result of it all. Okay, I have organized everything to the best of my ability. So I've got my little stash busting basket that is looking nice and clean again. I have put everything in project bags so that it's easy for me to just take out a bag and then just do something. And I also have this one where I have the strawberry pill, like the next strawberry pill that I'm going to make, and potentially the house moving castle cardigan if you guys want me to make it. And I also have the donation box, which has expanded slightly, so hopefully I'll be able to make someone happy with that. So yeah, we'll see. And then behind me here I have my F1 blanket, or my shame blanket, because I don't work on it very often, but that's all the wool that I want to use for that is in here as well. And then the trolley is now looking nice and clean. So yeah, everything is like much better. So at least I can think a little bit more clearly when I'm sifting through my stuff going forward. But yeah, I hope you guys have had a nice time watching this video, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye!